right, everyone. This is Shaharia Chaudhary, and I'm currently doing my master's at Mankato State University in data science program. And I have also completed my undergrad in Mankato State University in IT and had the opportunity to start my software development company, which was a startup back then and during my undergrad years. And I helped some of the local companies in Mankato, Neom, in Minneapolis to build industry standards softwares for their businesses. And I have a team of developers overseas that I run virtually. And today the main topic is Shop Local, which is another new startup that I'm thinking to start off. So the main idea is that there are over 100 businesses that we have in the community. But if I talk about local shops, specifically boutiques, mom and pop shops, cafe, and any other businesses that sells products in store are almost struggling as COVID-19 made businesses shut down over a year. So not only that, things got more worse when big retailers like Amazon, Walmart comes into competition with the small local businesses. As these businesses are not tech savvy and not upgraded in terms of marketing and websites, so big retailers are taking all the advantages to reach out to their customers that used to shop locally by going to the store. So now I'm introducing Shop Local, that is mnshoplocal.com. The main slogan of this is to buy local, shop local. The main thing is that this is a centralized platform that will showcase all the local businesses products under one platform that will be based on zip code, city, state, that can be entered by user. So a platform like this will allow local businesses to have a more centralized place to compete and market their products, which will increase their sales, as this will be one-stop solution to shop local brands. And there will be more features in this platform, community news, community event news, selling farmers market products, and voluntary work can also be listed there. So currently we are developing this platform and will be launched in the next few months. So well, I'm looking for more connections or contacts, you can say, like to the local shops in Mankato or Rochester or Neom and any other cities in Minnesota, so that we can offer them some of the subscription wise and as a free subscription, so that they can test our beta version and give us some feedback. And now I'm going to show you a little bit of how the website will look like. So this is basically just the a demo version of what we are building. As you can see on the left hand side, there will be like a mini version of, like, you can put your zip code or the city, whichever you want to shop at. And then based on that, it will show clothing or jewelry or beauty shops or something, all those category. And on the right hand side, it will be showing, like, products from farmers market or the deals of the day. So the main idea over here is that during the winter season, we see that a lot of we don't have anything like farmers market except only the summer season. So so the farmers are not able to sell their products. So this can be a one-stop solution for farmers or for anyone who wants to actually do the shop locally. And that is the main goal and idea for this one. So I think that's pretty much it for my presentation, because I just wanted to make it very short. And I'm looking for more connections to the local community, local shops in a way.
Awesome, Shahar. Brevity is great, right?
Thank you.
Hey, you did, you created some websites for some businesses in the Mankato area.
Right. So I work with Mogwai and also the Hub Food Park. I made their websites, and I'm also making one of the app for them. And
Cool.
also
Could you pull up one of those sites and show everyone?
Sure, please. Just a second.
Just pull up one of the sites that you've created before, just so they get an idea. Yeah, Mogwai is a good one. They're one of our sponsors too.
So this was just a website where I did it back in 2017, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
But right now I'm more advanced with the e-commerce one, because I also made a platform which is called Just Like Wix, or you can say Squarespace. So I made this for other market like Malaysia and Bangladesh, the one that I'm displaying off right now. So it's just taking some time.
We're using up all your bandwidth.
Yeah, it's kind of bad over here.
So group, anyone have questions, comments, suggestions? Could you talk a little bit, Shahar, too, while we're waiting for those comments and suggestions about who you're hoping to connect with most?
So there are different, like in Mankato, we have Old Town Association. So I'm trying to reach out to those Old Town Association, president and everyone, let's say in New Ulm and other cities. So because I want to connect with them so that I can offer them some of the subscription thing for free so that I can get them into my test version for the local shops so that I can get some feedback and improve that software.
We're seeing Webitor, I think, in another
Right.
language.
So over here we got a different language because this is I'm viewing this from Bangladesh. So this one is just like Wix. You can say I made it for the different market. You can just make your website within like 2 to 3 minutes. You just click some of the templates and some of the stuff that you want, and there is a backend where you can upload pictures and make it a different view of your website. So it's pretty much easy to make it. So I have a pretty much good experience of how to make e-commerce and all those things from scratch. I'm not using WordPress or any other platform. I'm using everything from scratch. So I have a pretty good idea how to make the softwares, I would say.
Sarah has a comment for you. Go ahead, Sarah.
Yes, thank you, Yvonne. So I know you mentioned that you can search by your zip code at the top. And I also know that you said that you're starting in Mankato, kind of reaching out to those businesses. When and how do you plan on expanding that to the other cities so that they can search by zip code?
So let's say right now I'm only looking as a state-wise for Minnesota only, but there will be options here. Like if you write M, it will show all the cities that start with the M letter at the beginning. Or if you write zip code or something, it will automatically show that 56001 is the Mankato. It will show Mankato is this zip code or something like that. So in that way, it will bring out all the all the local brands that is located in the Mankato area, and that will let you to shop in the local area in that way.
Gotcha. So are businesses able to enroll themselves in it, or do they have to go through you and like get approved, or how would that work? Like, let's say a business from Minneapolis wants to enroll in it.
Well, every cities would be able to do that, but there will be a verification process because we don't want anyone without the business entity. So we want a legal business to showcase their product and do business on this website.
Awesome, thank you.
You're welcome.
So Shahar, on the call today, we have folks from New Ulm and Mankato and Waseca who all have great connections to lots of small stores. What would be the advantage to a community like Waseca or New Ulm or Mankato of setting something like this up versus, like a regular Google search or something like that? What's the main advantage, and why would they tell people to come to this?
Just a second. Can you hear me now?
Yep.
Okay, so basically, like, let's say if I take an example for New Ulm, so obviously there are like maybe 50 or 60 businesses that have their local shops in New Ulm or something like that. The main thing is that if I'm living in Mankato, I don't know what kind of shops are in New Ulm, or it's so hard to find everything on Google because Google shows based on rank wise, and it's hard to remember all the brand names and go to their website individually. So that's where the problem is. Let's say if a local business wants to promote their business, they have to have their own website. Not only that, they have to actually market their website on Google AdWords, or you can say on Facebook. So there is a lot of marketing expenses on all sorts of those things. Those are really, really expensive. But if there is a place that could actually bring more sales or more traffic, that would eventually help them to grow. So the main reason of having a shop local, MN shop local, something like this centralized platform is that this can bring a lot of visitors to this website that could actually give the exposure of the local brands that already exist in the local area. And that will bring a lot of sales, because I'm living in Mankato, but I don't know, there are so many local shops or local boutiques that I don't know the name of. So I want a place that I can go and eventually see everything under one place. I know that I can actually go to Google and write that up, but that's like writing everything over there. So if there is a place where all categories of, let's say, clothing, it can be like cafe, it can be anything for like a student entrepreneur wants to sell something. So, that can also be promoted in this centralized platform. So the main idea is to have everything under one platform in a way.
Nice. Other questions, comments, or questions?
Yeah, I just have a few comments. I think we've met a couple times through Marianne Christensen before.
Oh, hi.
I gave her hi. And I guess my feedback was, we have to, when we think about retail, creating solutions-based methods. And I think bringing it all together is great, but I think that's only step one. I think figuring out community lockers, always 24-hour pickup, that kind of stuff. But one thing that I wanted to let you know is that the small wineries and breweries in Minnesota have a really difficult time setting up their own websites, and they can sell through the internet, but it's really difficult for them to do so. And so just providing them a solution, you might get some people on board, and they're popping up everywhere. So might be something you want to focus on.
Yeah, thanks for the information. Yeah, I already talked with Marianne about that because I'm working with her on some of she's one of my mentor. So we talked about the the locker system. So she said she talked with the city and other people about that. So she's trying to get that more information, how I can reach out to more people over there in New Ulm.
Yeah, and we have Fastenal right in New Ulm that already makes locker systems. So it'd be interesting if we could do a collaboration. So
sure, definitely. Thanks for that.
Good morning. I have a question. And one of the things I'm seeing here from the Small Business Development Center is clients that are looking at getting onto what I would call a mobile type of doing e-commerce basically through a mobile app. Is that something that you think that you can do? And is that something that you might add? Or
yeah,
what are the questions? I mean, what other answers that you can provide to clients that might be looking for that service? Also, I see I got quite a lot of colleagues here from Economic Development, Gary Sandhoff, Michael, also Wendell's here as well. I kind of want to get an idea as far as what they're seeing for businesses in their region, what their needs are. I know that SBA has kind of given us guidance from the standpoint that they want to see small businesses become more resilient, and resiliency is tied to technology. I'm just kind of curious as far as what they are seeing in their region as well. So thank you, and great presentation today.
Thanks. Yeah. So for the mobile apps, obviously, first I want to go with this one because if we develop a mobile app, that would be, that is like costing based because that will cost a lot because we have to build for iOS and for Android version also. I have experience on that because I'm also already building a mobile app for one of my client right now. So I have experience on that. But yeah, definitely in future we will have a mobile app for Shop Local because most of the users these days are based on mobile version. So obviously we need a mobile app in the future, and definitely that would help a lot to get more sales.
And I feel like mobile apps are really hard to get people to download and use. Conversion rates are really difficult with mobile apps.
That's all.
So yeah, sometimes that's a little bit more difficult.
Yeah, I would tend to go more for mobile-friendly websites where it's easy for someone to browse or to click a link and then to use it from their phone versus the investment in an app.
Right. But once you build a brand, like let's say for Amazon, everyone knows Amazon. Obviously, like if someone is in Amazon every month, obviously they would need a mobile app in a way, and definitely they use mobile app than the websites. And if we see Shopify based on last year's sales, what they did was most of their sales happened based on mobile version, like more from the mobile then the desktop. So people are using mobile a lot these days, and that's why we need to have a website obviously that is mobile friendly, as even said. So that is also a main thing to think about.
Mm-hmm.
Any other questions?
What is the cost for a business to use this site that you're putting together, Sri?
So I'm planning to charge like if a vendor wants to list any product, it will be product based. That will be like 20 cents listing 20 cents listing per product. So that will be something like 20 cents, and that's what I'm looking to charge later on when it grows later.
One question about that is if you have someone who has inexpensive products, that's a higher percentage of their sales than for someone who has a more expensive product.
Mhm.
But maybe, I don't know, maybe that's what you're going for, is a target market of folks that are selling things that cost a bit more.
I haven't thought about that, but yeah, gonna do a lot.
Yeah, this might be something to think about if you want to get some of the folks who sell items that cost less, say coffee shops, things like that. You might need a different pricing structure for them.
Yeah, that's also a thing. I haven't thought about that, but yeah, maybe a different pricing structure would make sense. But I mean, I'm just thinking as a base rate for now, just to not make anyone confused about how much is the listing price. So I'm just keeping everything as a 20 cents per listing for now. So
Something to be said for that simplicity. That's a good thing.
Yep.
You had mentioned one thing, when you and I were talking about this yesterday, the idea of people having a website already. So if they have a Shopify site and they're already, have their stuff on there, could you talk a little bit about how that integrates with this?
Sure, I'll just take 20 seconds break as we are having Azan over here. So
oh, sure.
I cannot talk on that. I'll just take 20 seconds break.
I forget what time of the day it is in Bangladesh right now.
It is 8 p.m.
So it's time for the temples. Got it. Not something we run into in Mankato too often. Although the church bells are loud on Sunday.
Yeah, my mosque is right beside my house, so you can hear it. It's very loud.
Yeah.
It's very loud.
It is. Anyone else has questions for Shahar, you can either raise your hand, pop something in a chat, or as soon as he comes back, you can go ahead and jump right in. That's okay too. Shahar, can you hear us okay?
Yeah, I'm just waiting for the Azan to end.
Okay.
It's almost at the end. Yeah, this is like, it's the prayer time. The mosque is calling for the prayer. So,
yeah, that's neat. So if you have a question or comment for Shahar, he can hear you. So we could go ahead and then he'll respond to us after the mosque has stopped with the call. So Bobby, I think you were going to say something. You want to go ahead?
Oh, the only thing I was going to say is that, is my mic on?
Yep, it is.
Yeah, the only thing I was going to say, Yvonne, is that, when I was over there, yes, I remember the prayers but every first Wednesday of our month, our sirens go off, and it always reminds me, man, maybe I should say a quick prayer. So,
I like that. I think that's great. Any reminders of mindfulness is a good thing, right?
thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm back. Yeah, go on. Sorry.
Yeah, I came in a little late. I'm just wondering, are you up and running, or do you have any information? I have a financial app that I would like to have made. Is there any, what are just a basic layout on costs? I have some costs out in Silicon Valley, and it kind of freaked me out, but what it is what it is. But it's a kind of financial app, so it's nothing very serious, but it's a mobile app. And I was just wondering, do Do you have any insight on that?
So currently I'm making an app for like a tracking system, in a way saying that every tracking activity, like everyday activity will be tracked on that app. So that is costing my client around 16K. So that's pretty much a start. From 12K is a start of making a basic app. And for a financial app, it depends on what you want in that app, based on how the whole thing is working. Let's say if you are connected with a bank or something, there is involvency with the API and all those technical terms. So that would be more costly, because then we have to work with the other organizations like the bank and everything to get their API and other all kinds of documents and technical steps. So it depends. It really depends on what kind of features do you want in that app. So based on that, it can be priced.
Oh, good. That's very, I really like where this is going already, because I had a starting price of $250,000 out in Silicon Valley. And that was for a team of 3, and they guaranteed me I could get everything done within 6 months. Is that basically, am I in the game over there?
So first of all, you said Silicon Valley, so that's where all the when you type the name Silicon Valley, obviously that's where the money, everything is. And I think that's obviously a lot more what they're asking, because it shouldn't cost that much. And my employees are in Bangladesh, overseas. That's where the costing is very less in a way. But if you are using the employees from the US, that would cost you a lot more. That's why probably the price is really high in that terms.
Oh, very good. I'll have, I'm having meetings right now, so I'll keep this in mind, and I'm sure we'll be talking. Thank you.
Sure.
Sarah had a comment to share from Mogwai
So
Collaborative.
even you had a question for me?
There's a note in chat from Mogwai Collaborative from Facebook. It's actually kind of an interesting point, and this has come up for me with my mother's antique shop too. One thing that is challenging is inventory levels for the store. It's almost like they need to have an inventory for their online sales and inventory for in-store, because with boutiques, they usually keep smaller stock quantities. Is there anything in your software that helps with that?
Right. So I see that a lot of websites in Mankato, not only in Mankato, in the US, especially these days, that are made up. So as the website are made of Shopify, there is an app in Shopify, you can say like an application version, where developers like us, we can put application. It's called integration. So my plan is that for the shop local, we would have an app in WordPress, in Shopify, or any other platforms where let's say a vendor is using a Shopify e-commerce, they can actually have the same inventory shown on shop local just by clicking a button that is on the Shopify app. So they don't have to update their inventory in both websites. They can update in one website, it will be updated in both websites automatically. So that would make make them pretty helpful.
That would be helpful. I think there is another issue though, and maybe the software, can help with it, which is just this idea that if you have a small quantity of things, let's say you only have, 2 mediums of a certain thing. If you put a medium thing on the website and 2 of them sell, at the same time, someone might walk into your store and buy one of the mediums. So you almost have to have, like my mother with her antique shop, she set aside the inventory she put online and didn't have it available in the retail space.
Mm-hmm.
So that is a challenge that retail places have.
Well, that's where they have to use a POS system in their in-store machines, where they need to update everything. Like, hey, I know if they say have an inventory of 5 quantity, they have to update that in the POS system in-store, so that it can be tracked in a good way. Because or else it'll be very hard for tracking everything like that manually and also automatically.
Sites that are using Square and things like that, where it's tied right into your website inventory, that helps with that. Yeah.
Correct.
So other
Correct.
comments or
Very easy
questions before we
nowadays.
wrap up? Comments or questions from anybody? So Shahar, I'm going to ask our 1 Million Cups famous question. What can we as a community do to help you most?
at this time, I really need support from the community, connecting with their local shops. That's the main thing I need, because I need the connections with the let's say in Mankato we have Altar Association, so I don't know about other communities what they have, but if they have something like that, like I know like a association type, or maybe I don't know the other name, but if there's something like that, I can get contacts of that. It would be really helpful, because I really need to reach out to the local shops, and so that we can have a merge together and make this platform up and running.